Meghan Sussex has opened a shop, but yet we are still waiting for jam. As ever, the brand through which Megs is selling. When you say it's such a terrible name for a brand, I'm sorry, Megs, but it is, because when I said as ever, the brand, it sounds like as ever. The brand, anyway.
You sound somewhat exasperated, like as ever. Like it makes us sound bitchy, and we're not being bitchy, we're being factual.
I should reframe that sentence, but like the brand through which she's selling like crepe mix, those ubiquitous flour sprinkles and the stuff that you saw on the Netflix show is called As Ever. And although you can go there and look at those things, you cannot yet buy them. The shop
And you have been going to look, haven't you?
Every day. Twice a day at least. That shop is still not operating. It's still not trading. But what is trading is her Instagram store, and this is brand new. So on Meghan's Instagram store, you can buy the things that she wears on her body and her face. So these are all things made by other people and other brands. But if you buy them, Megs gets a little kickback for anything that you purchase. Do you guys know what affiliate links are?
No, and can you explain why this is such a big deal? Because I sort of thought she was already doing this, or everyone's doing this?
No. So lots of people do this. Talking as we were in the intro about, this broad term of influencers and how it's often like thrown around as some sort of derogatory term. Lots and lots of content creators on social media platforms do this, right? So, and lots of publishing houses do it too. Mamamia does it sometimes. So if you might have an article that's like 20 pairs of jeans to wear this winter. And then if you click, it'll say some of the links in this post are commissionable links or affiliate links. And what it means is if you click through and you buy those jeans, a little percentage of money goes to the brand or the person or the publication that recommended them to you, right? It's all got to be out in the open. That always has to be declared. You cannot sort of cover it up. So a lot of influencers and content creators do it. But who does not generally do it are top tier celebrities and royals. So it was a little bit surprising to people this week when Meghan posted on her stories that she now had a shop. And it's called My Shop, and you can go there. And at the top it says, Duchess Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and then immediately in brackets, some of these links will be commissionable.
So are other celebrities doing this?
Lots of celebrities do it, but generally speaking, so the biggest people who make the most money on ShopMy are people like, for example, Alex Earle. She is a 22-year-old TikTok creator from Miami, and she has more than 6 million followers. She makes a mint on there. So, for example, you post about a wedding you go to on the weekend. You're wearing a particular dress and you're holding a particular bag and particular shoes. And then if you go in Alex's shop, it'll say wedding outfit. And you go on there and you can click on the shoes, click on the right.
And in sort of defense of affiliate links, or the reason why I think in the influencer space it's sort of become quite a respected means of revenue.
100%. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yes, I think of Lee Campbell, who we work with, and Lee is often recommending clothes and beauty products, and it's work, right? Like people saying, where's that skirt from? Where'd you get that? Like it can sound ridiculous, but replying to people and finding the link and going, this is how it sits and this is the size and blah, blah, blah. It's women who are working often for free on these platforms. It's a way for them to generate income.
It is, right? It absolutely is. And as I say, it has to be declared. There's nothing fishy about it. So if I'm wearing a pair of shoes and you're like, I like those shoes, where are they from? And I just tell you, I'm not getting an affiliate link from that. But if I was, I would have to tell you. Otherwise, I would be breaking some serious rules, right? So Meghan is doing everything by the book. But the raised eyebrows are kind of about two things. Well, one of them is that, as I say, it is not generally something that very fancy people do. So it's a little bit sneered about, I think, from people who are like, but hold on, you already have a deal with Netflix that's worth $100 million and a deal with Spotify that's worth $60 million, and you've got this money coming in, and Harry's book was the best selling of all time and he's got the royal money, and yet you also want my $1.60 from that face cream that I'm buying from you. So there's that level of snobbery. And then the other piece to it is the murky world of royal endorsement, right? Because what a ShopMy really is it's an endorsement, right? Saying, I use this face cream, I love this face cream, you can buy this face cream too and be like me. And the thing about Meghan's is it's very clearly Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And the rules, generally speaking, are that from proper royals, and I know there's some disagreement about how proper they are, but they still have their titles. They're not HRHs, but they still have their titles. They still feature, if you go to royalfamily.com, the official page, they're still there. Like
another one of your bookmarks?
All the time, to see whether or not they've been kicked off yet. This might do it. They're using their royal title to do this. So that's also interesting.
Okay, but how is this different from Princess Anne's son, who I believe is called Peter Phillips, who doesn't have a title because Princess Anne wanted her kids to grow up like commoners, but he has appeared in ads in China to sell milk, very much trading on the idea of I'm a royal and I drink this milk.
This is why this is murky territory, right? Because if you read any of the books about the royals, they'll say this is always a point of friction, because the further down the royal ladder you slip, the less money you get. So Peter Phillips and Zara Phillips, who are Princess Anne's children, as you say, did not get titles, and they are not working royals, so they do not get any money from the public purse. So they're like, well, how do I make money? And Zara's like, I could take some Land Rover money. They would like me to spruik their cars, and they do. But the fact they don't have titles makes it a little bit different.
And there is, Amelia, a rub there. And the rub is that in that Peter Phillips commercial, which I went and watched for Chinese milk, in the background, it is a backdrop, like a green screen, of a palace. And then there's a green screen of him having tea in what honestly looks like it's meant to be Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
And the same thing happened with Kitty Spencer. She also was in an ad for Chinese milk, and she said something along the lines like, milk is part of any royal's morning routine because they drink tea. And this horrified, like, the British elitist, royalists were looking at this going, you don't trade in our good name to go and basically flog whatever milk will pay you the most. So I think that there is something
I love that this is what they're horrified by.
There is a very fair point there, Amelia, because the thing is the people who are like saying the royal name should not be sullied, the way that the royal family actually makes its money that is not in dispute is basically through being landlords of vast tracts of the country, that they then get paid by all kinds of things, from prisons to private housing associations to all kinds of things, to use the fancy land that they own. There is a lot of commercial arrangement going on in the royal family all the time. But what has never happened before is that someone who has a very fancy title and is that close to the crown has gone, please buy this bag. I will get $16 if you do. Quite so explicitly.
So it's the next step in the metamorphosis of Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, the influencer. And I'm here for it. And I love it. So I found a dress that I quite liked, right? And it was a dress for $564 and a little out of my budget. But on my deep dive, I discovered that this website that she's using has a commission of up to 30%. She could get $169 if I bought that dress, which I thought was amazing. But in the fine print, I think there's a hint as to where she's going next, right? Because the platform also allows creators to discover and manage paid collaboration opportunities. I recently did SponCon for Cabot's Deck Oil. I reckon we are a month from Meghan Markle or Meghan Sussex being the face of Cabot's Deck Oil. She's doing her little deck out there.
100%.
Paid collab, face. The woman has to work. I quite love it. I love how offensive the monarchists will find it. I definitely understand. I just keep looking at this and going, I'm getting further and further on the train of, look, we have got to drop that title. We've got to drop the title.
That's the thing. I don't have any problem with her doing this. Like, that would be really hypocritical. I mean, I also get paid to promote things on the internet. But I think one of the ways that it's a bit distasteful, and what it is it folds into what we've been talking about all year, that Meghan has obviously decided, I don't give a shit anymore about all the criticism because you people are never going to like me. It's never going to be enough. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Because this hands ammunition to her critics who say, don't you have enough money already? You know, like maybe Jessie needs the Cabot deck oil money.
Oh, trust me, I do. Cost of living.
but maybe Meghan doesn't. But then I think that Meghan rightly has realised that that's also a very old-fashioned idea, and we're used now to people having lots of different strings to their bow.
I also think we should remember that she used to be famous pre-Harry for Suits, yes, but she always wanted to be an influencer. The Tig, her blog pre-Harry, was all about Meghan recommending things and selling beauty products and food products and influencing people with her taste. So it's sort of like she never wanted to be a royal. She always wanted to be an influencer, right? And now she's just returning to that.
Well, it gives her a competitive advantage, though, over every other inf. There isn't another person on that platform who can say that they are a duchess and that this face cream is duchess level good.
Look, and I'm horrified by that. I want to make clear that she is trading off the royal name, which has never been sullied before. But one thing I did want to mention that did genuinely horrify me is you mentioned skinny jeans. Is she selling skinny jeans on there?
Mate, so I, like Jessie, I have deep dived. Most of the things on there are sold out already, so it's very clear that the people wanted what Meghan is selling them. But in her show with Love Meghan, it's not As Ever, and it's not this other brand. I'm very confused. But anyway, in her show, she wears skinny jeans a lot, and they are for sale on there. And it's a brand called Frame, a jean called Alex, that are apparently very cool. And you cannot buy those for love nor money. And they cost $207.
See, that is
US.
horrifying to me.